What is up, guys? This is Platinum Point, and I'm here to bring you guys another Weiss Schwarz deck profile. I remember mentioning in my ReZero deck that I was going to do a video on my Saekano deck. I know it's been a year since I did the video regarding this series, so I decided to revisit it since the second set came out in October 25th, Saekano Flat, and it actually introduced a ton of new stuff to the deck, including a plethora of really good level 1 climax combos and a variety of really strong level 3 finishers. So the variant that I'm going to be showing you guys centers around the 1-0 Megumi from set 2 and the new 3-2 Megumi finisher that set 2 introduces. So without further ado, let's get on to the deck profile. So this is actually gold bar door. So starting with the 0 step, we still play the 4 copies of the Izumi Runner. It's probably a main staple in most Saekano decks. If not a 4 of, at least a 3 of. And I remember seeing it on UUT shooting up to like 1580 yen, which is quite shocking for it to be a rare. I have the other rare, which is now like 20 bucks, which is the Edity Discard Searcher. It's also your mill runner if you don't know what this does. I also play 4 copies of the 0-0 Utaha from set 2. What this card does is whenever one of your other characters attacks, this card gains 1,000. And during your opponent's turn, when it declares an attack on one of your characters, you can pay 1, put this into memory, and return that character to your hand. So this allows you to bypass on reverse climax combos and allow you to protect all your memory focused cards like this, since it can't be reversed. Since the ability to go into the memory, it requires it to be alive. So this allows you to protect that, and also any other boards that you set up that could be problematic. I'm also playing 3 copies of the Megumi Rize from the second set. I know there's a promo version of that which is around like 25 bucks, but I like this one because it's a 2000 body, so it allows me to get over stuff and not have to worry about crashing into the lanes. So this allows me to actually front with this safely during the 0 step. Although it does make it hard for them to reverse this at the 0 step, I usually only get the reverse effect at the 1 step unless they somehow pump a 0. Usually it's going to be their clean cuts to like plus 3k. So, but this card is overall good. Next, I play 3 copies of this 0-500 Michiru, which has the ability when you declare an attack, you can give another character plus 1k. And during your turn, if this card were to be reversed by your opponent during your opponent's turn, you can pay 1, rest it. So if it gets reversed, you can rest it immediately. And during your next encore step, meaning your next turn, during your turn, the follow-up, it will go into memory. So this allows you to build free memory compression while still being able to pump, which is really nice. Next, we play 3 copies of this Megumi Tap Self Search Brainstormer. The reason why we're running this, because it has the act ability, which is send this card into your waiting room to play out 3 copies of the level 1 Search Brainstormer variant of the 0-0 Brainstormer. But this also has an ability which basically says at the start of your climax step, you may pay 1, put this into memory, and it allows you to call the 2-1 Megumi from your waiting room. So you see a trend here. The goal of this 0 Brainstormer is not only to search, but also to climb, to change climb until you get to the 1 and 2 where you start to memory compress with these. And what this 2-1 does is it changes into the 3-2 Megumi, which you'll see later on. But mainly what you need to know is that this is a change climb, and this 2-1 is a level booster, which is really nice. and the 1/0 is during your turn plus 500. So these two are all search brainstormers. So, and this is a level booster. So with these out of the way, we can move on to the last level 0, which is one copy of the pay one discard one searcher Michiru, which has the ability when this comes into play, you can look at the top 2 cards of your deck and rearrange them in any order. So it's similar to the Shido runner, but this allows you to check for information and determine attack order, while at the same time searching to manipulate your deck, which is really nice. And then onto the 1 step, I play 4 copies of the 1/0 Megumi Climax combo that combos with the gold bar. So what she does is when this is during my turn, it gains plus 1k if I control 2 or more game characters. So it becomes a 5/5, and with this it becomes a 6/5. And on Climax combo, on attack declaration, depending front or no matter if you're fronting or siding, you can pay 1 and twin drive check. So this allows you to side fairly safely, because you can trigger soul triggers since the twin drive check allows you to take 2 cards out of the deck, and during your opponent's turn, it gains a following effect. So during your opponent's turn, when this card gets front attack, you get to put it to your hand. So this allows you to avoid on reverse Climax combos while still pushing for damage. This is a unique Climax combo for the from based on my experience, because it's not only a dodge, but it's also a twin drive check Climax combo. So it's not an on reverse bounce, it's just on attack bounce, which is really nice. Lastly, for my level 1s, after the Brainstormers, I play 2 copies of the 1045 Megumi from set 1, which has Hand Encore. It also has an ability that whenever you play an act ability, this card gains plus 1500. So easily it can become an 8k wall with backup, and which helps answer a lot of level 1 combos. But it's also a Hand Encore, which allows you to maintain board presence, which is needed in the early stages of the game, since you need to build stock. And then lastly, for my level 1s, I played 1 copy of the 2k backup from set 2. Now onto my level 2. You already saw the 3-2-1 level boosters. The only level 2 I played besides that is this 2-1 free fresh backup. This is a promo one. I know in Saekano Flat there's another one. It's an Utaha version of it. But I like to play this one is because it's a promo, and I like to keep things kind of nice and fancy. Now onto the 3-step. I play 1 copy of this 3-2 Megumi from set 2, which has the ability when this comes into play, during your turn, if you have 2 other game characters, it gains plus 1k. And when this comes into play, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a game character, it gains the ability on reverse clock kick. So this card reminds me of the Yuki from Sword Art Online, I think, Volume 2, and in re-edit. So this is basically the same effect, except it gains plus 1k if you have 2 or more other characters. And it also has a unique ability. When this gets reversed, you can discard a card from your hand and put this back to your hand. So unless they answer it with a clock kick, this will always come back to you. So that's why it's a 1-of. I also play 1 copy of the 3-2 Utaha restand from set 1. Next, I play 2 copies of this Michiru early play from set 2. The early play condition is similar to this 3-2 Megumi, which is 2 or less climaxes in your waiting room. But when it also has a nice ability, when this comes into play, you get the top X check. X equals to the number of game characters on board, and when it reverses an opponent's character, you can blind stock, which is really nice. So it kind of pays for itself. And if you remember the early play Megumi, it's an early play healer. And then lastly, for my 3-step, I play 4 copies of the 3-2 Megumi from set 2. So remember when I said about the change climb with this, and this? This all facilitates you getting this from the waiting room onto the board. And the 2-1 functions like the 2-1 Megami from set 1, which brings out the 3-2 Megami from memory in set 1. This one instead brings the 3-2 Megami from set 2 from waiting room onto the board. And unlike the set 1 Megami finisher, this one actually has an interesting effect. So the first effect depends on the number of cards in your memory. If you have 2 cards in memory, it gains plus 2k. If you have 3 cards in memory, your opponent cannot play backups in battle involving this card. And if you have 4 more cards in memory, this gains hexproof, meaning your opponent cannot target it with effect. So this gets around most anti-damage and most backups that try to counter its on-reverse effect. And the on-reverse effect comes into play when you play the Door Climax, which is on-reverse burn 2, pay 1, no, wait. Pay 1, on-reverse pay 1, burn 2. And it also has the on-playability heal, so this is really nice. When I split the case with me and my friend, I managed to pull all the SPs in our case. And one of them was this Megami, which is actually last time I checked, a $300 SP, which is pretty broke, considering that this card is probably one of the strongest level 3 finishers in both sets, because it's a hexproof burn 2, so it gets around anti-damage. And the reason why it's so strong is that Kimono Friends can't even answer this on reverse burn 2, since the anti-damage deals with burn 1. So it's still precision damage at a really small scale, but the fact of the matter is it's hexproof, which makes most anti-damage events null and void. It gets certain cards can get around this this character, but most of the time you're going to get the burn 2, and the fact that it can easily be a 14 lane, and since it can't back up, you're going to knock out certain lanes really easily compared to others. I hope you guys like this deck profile, because Saekano really got a boost when the second set came out. I was happy that it did get the second set. Me and my friend were debating if it was going to get one, and I'm glad it did. So don't forget to false crack the like button, because the next deck profile you're going to see is my English Bunny Girl Senpai deck. Actually, it's probably going to be the first one on YouTube. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. False crack that like button, and peace out, YouTube.